Welcome to part one of the Skulocity Advanced Retail Management application. Part one will be showing you the storefront Android application that runs on tablet devices. And part two, we're going to show you the back office, which is a web-based application that is really the nuts and bolts of our retail management solution. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to log in with our business PIN. We're logged in right now as Noreen, who is one of our cashiers. So she'll log in with her PIN. She'll choose to check in. And when the system opens, we'll see that she'll get a list of all the products and a visual, the products that they carry. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the categories in which the products are residing in. And as well, you'll see subcategories. So if you click on an item, you'll actually see the subcategories appear underneath their items. And so you can have a category, subcategories, sub-subcategories, etc. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see where you have the ability to scan the barcode using any type of barcode scanner. And the system will recognize it based upon the SKU, and then automatically will bring it into view inside of the current cell. On the top side of the screen, first we have a list of all of our transactions. We can see our transaction history. So this is going to show us all the different transactions that have happened over a period of time. In the right-hand side, you have a calendar. So if you choose to have a from and to date, you can put that in. If you're searching for a particular transaction, you can search by transaction number if you want to by clicking on search transaction. And then if you want to see the transaction, just hit on these little three lines here, and it gives you all the detail about that particular transaction. If the customer was tied to it, you'll see the customer here. We had a walk-in customer for a total of $110. And we'll go back to our main dashboard screen here. If I want to see today's orders, I can look at it by today's orders, this week, this month. If I want to return an order, I can go ahead and click on return orders. And if I want to pull up a held order, I can do so. The next icon, this is going to be our customer screen. This is going to show us all of the customers in which we have in our CRM database that have bought from us. So I see I've got Quincy in here. I can select Quincy, and this is going to pull up a quick profile of Quincy. It's going to show me his customer number, his mobile phone, any type of spend, his average spend with me. So when he's at the point of sale, I can know a lot more about the customer. As well, I can see all of his transaction history. The next icon on the top is going to be our analytics. And this is just going to give you some base analytics right there at the point of sale. We'll see how many registers we have running, the total amount of transactions. And this is based on a date range. As we see the calendar, we can go look at a particular date range. So from and to date again, like all of our reporting on the POS. So now I'm looking at total sales. And then if I want to go look at sales over a period of time, or I want to look at my profit or average size, you can see I can look at my card sales. I can see where we are from a card sales standpoint. And right now I'm looking at it from just September to September. So let's go ahead and go back some. Let's look at it from 2017. All right, so now we're looking at our total sales. We see that we've had 17 registers active within that time frame. And now I see all the different data, my card sales, cash sales, average value of each sale, and then the average dollar amount per sale. And then finally, I can look at my profit, and I can see my profit on a daily basis, exactly what's going on there. So that's from an analytics perspective. So I'll hop back into our main dashboard, and we'll just place a sample order. Once again, orders are as quick as just scan, 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 and pay. Or if you can't find an item, maybe there's not a barcode, then you can just use our product hierarchy to find the part that you're looking for. You also can search for a part by clicking on our search screen, and you can go ahead and type, and it will look for the part within the system or the item within the system. So we'll go ahead and we'll just start adding items. We'll add the iPhone. So we'll click on the iPhone. Now you also have the ability to have variant products. So any type of color size mix. And we've got a couple test products in here. So we'll go look at the variant product. And now it will show us the different variants for that particular product. So if I want to see blue, so I want blue. I've got 95 of those in size large. I don't have any in extra large, and I have none in 48s. And so right now I've got blue large 95. I go ahead and select that, and I'll bring that into view. Maybe we want to put in a TV in there. We'll go ahead and select the TV. Now when the order is, we start adding parts to the order or items to the order, I now have these icons up here. So I can go in and add a shipping fee if I want to the order. Or maybe I want to give, or maybe this is a customer and he gives me his information, so I can go and find the customer either by selecting or searching his customer number, or maybe a telephone number, or any of the data elements that we had in his profile, and we can select the customer that we want to deal with. For now, we'll leave this as a walk-in customer. Over here, the next icon, if I want to place an order note, maybe this is going to be a note that I want to be tackled to the order. Let me just put anything in there. Okay, add. If I want to give a global discount, there's two ways of giving a discount. I can swipe on a part, and I can select the discount specifically for this part. Or if I want to give a global discount, I just click the discount icon. And as long as I have authority to give a discount, it'll show me what my authority is. So I can give, because I'm a super user, I can give 100% discount, and I can see the dollar amount that I can give. If I was only defined to give a 5% discount, it would not allow me to give more than a 5% discount before a manager overrate. So we'll just give a 2% discount, which is fine. All right, and if I want to add a service fee for any particular reason, I can come in and add a service fee on this particular order as well. So now, if I want to hold this order, I can go ahead and click hold. Maybe the customer wants to go do some more shopping, and I need to ring another customer out. I simply just hold the order, and the system will hold the order until I'm ready to place it, and it clears out my order screen. And now when I'm ready to check that customer out, I can simply go look for all my held orders. I see the order that we started opening earlier. I pull that back into view, and then we see all the orders that we had already scanned for this particular item. Now it's as simple as going in and paying. So I click pay. It's either going to be cash or credit. We can go in and at this point, we can just select how much cash you're going to give us. So let's say they're going to give us $1,100, and we'll go ahead and click pay. So it gives the total of the receipt. We see that we owe the $46.11. The drawers just popped, so I can give cash change. I can either print this particular invoice, or I can go ahead and email. The print icon, this is actually where, if this was a duty-free item, we would go ahead and print the receipt as well as all the duty-free documentation that need to go with this particular item. If I'm okay with just printing, or if I want to email, I can go ahead and enter the customer email and send it out to them. But when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and click done. And now the system has processed that sales order, and I'm ready to go process the next order. So this concludes phase 1 of Skulocity Advanced Retail Management System. Stay tuned for phase 2, which will be the back office. Welcome to part 2 of the Skulocity Advanced Retail Management System. Today I'm going to spend about 5 minutes to briefly walk you through the look and feel of the back office of our point of sale solution. In part 1, you saw the customer facing application, the Android application, where your cashiers will be doing most of their work. And now in part 2, we'll take it back to the back office that really runs your enterprise. So I'm going to log on as the administrator. And when I log into the system, I'll get to see some quick dashboards just about my business. And these are all customizable dashboards that you can run. The next dashboard you'll see is really kind of a workflow that if you have trouble finding where things are in the system, you can come here and look at a workflow and determine where inside of Skulocity do you want to be. For example, on the vendor side, if I want to create a purchase order, I'll just click here and automatically it will take me to my create purchase order screen. And as you see here, it'll walk you through the entire process. So from purchase order to receiving to paying your bills. On the customer side, from creating a sales order all the way to receiving a payment. On the banking side, recording deposit, looking at my check registers, printing checks. And then on the company side, looking at my financials, I made my chart of accounts, my check orders, my inventory activities. On the top side of the screen, this is going to be your menu bar. These are all the modules that come standard within Skulocity. We'll click on our CRM module, and the first thing we'll do is we'll get a little task alert. And this is going to show me all of my overdue tasks. So things that I've set to do, but yet I failed to record them in the system. And then if I have any upcoming task. On the left-hand side, this is kind of the order to cash system. So any orders from point of sale, orders from e-commerce, or orders from a phone-in order, they can be driven or seen within the order screen. So here I can quote a customer, and then I can just manage all of the customer relationship management that I want with my customer. So if I do want to interact and I want to track all interaction that a customer has, I will use the CRM module to see that. Every time one of our loyal customers makes a purchase, we can always pull up his profile underneath accounts, and we can see his historical spend with the organization. On the calendar, it's just going to be my normal calendar of the tasks and activities I need to follow up with. If I have any inbound emails that came in that I need to follow up with, they will show me within my pending inbound emails. On the financials tab, this is going to show me everything that has to do with financials. We are a multi-company application, so you can run as many different companies as you want and many different subsidiaries. We'll come in here and we'll run just our demo company. And the first thing we'll see is our liquidity snapshot. So this is going to show the ins and outs, so our receivables and our payables. So again, an idea of where we are from a cash standpoint. And then on the left-hand side, all of the accounting activities. So all my receivables, invoice payments, any type of customer agreements. You can have pricing per customer if they're loyal customers to give specific discounts to customers. Partners, all my ledgers. So this is my journal entries, my bank reconciliation. We connect about 900 different financial institutions that allow you to do some auto bank reconciliation. All of your reports. So looking at my trial balance, my income statement, my comparative reports, as well as any type of tax liabilities that I may have. So I can go look at my summary report. And this is just going to show me for each jurisdiction, what is the balance I have in that account. At the end of the quarter, if I want to go ahead and pay that balance for a certain jurisdiction, I can come here and just pay the tax. It will cut a check out to the right tax authority. And then over here, if I want to just take a look at my chart of accounts, what you'll see here is just a list of the chart of accounts. Kind of looks like a file drawer, and it allows you to kind of drill into all of your accounts. So I can go just start clicking through my liabilities, and I can see all the different roll-ups that I have from a liability standpoint. And I can do that for any of my chart of accounts. If I want to dig into a chart of account, I can come over here. I can reconcile, I can add a sub account, or I can go in and edit that existing account. On the purchasing side, this is going to have everything to do with our purchase orders, all the way from creating a purchase order to receiving it, as well as planning for what is the inventory that I need to buy and purchase. So the Skulocity Advanced Planner will allow you to do just that. The system will look at the historical spend or the historical sales data for each and every one of your products. It will assign an algorithm based upon the activity of that product. Maybe it's a cyclical type of a product, so it knows that in certain types of year you need to stock up more than other types of year. Maybe it's a color that has a certain demand. So you have the ability to come in and look at your forecast. Let's go and look at your forecast area report. You can go in and look at your forecast on a store basis or warehouse basis or a customer basis. This allows you to go ahead and the system will tell you based upon your buying horizon, if you're buying for a 2-week period or a 3-week period, how much inventory it needs or you need to purchase based upon the sales forecast of that item given its history. So what it does, it really reduces the time you have to spend on planning on what inventory you want to use to replenish your stores. And this can be done on a company-wide basis or a store-wide basis. On the warehouse side, this gives you the ability to manage your store inventory as well as your distribution center inventory. And so we can walk through the order fulfillment. A lot of this is really based on the retailer is going to be really focused on your e-commerce orders or your phone orders. A lot of this activity happens in the background when it comes to your stores. On the catalog management side, you have the hierarchy of stores, catalogs, categories, and then products. Everything starts with a store, and it allows me to go ahead and manage everything about this particular store. So I can give it certain roles. I can give certain promotions just for a store. I can determine how I want taxes to be generated for that store. And this information will push out, obviously, to the point of sale. And this is also where we manage everything about our products. So we'll just go in and we'll find a product in here. So now we're in our product screen. And you can see there's a wealth of information that we can tell the system about our different products. It can be a variant product, which means it has different variants, maybe a color or size, or maybe it's a configurable type product, or maybe it's a product that I want to give some type of promotion against another product. All that's done within the product section of the retail management solution. Here I can give it all different types of pricing. This information, if you're using the Skulocity e-commerce, will also push out to the e-commerce site. So the keywords, the identifiers, I can see the inventory that we have for this particular product across all my facilities and all my stores. So it will show me exactly where this product resides. I can see all of the incoming shipments that we've received on this product. So when it comes to detail and being able to drive back and understanding where a product came in and where a product went out, this gives you that complete visibility into that. And once again, over here, you've got all the promotions that you can run. I can give 25% off. I can give buy one, get one free. I can give buy X, get Y free. It's very, very open in how we do our promotions. You actually can give promotional codes as well. So maybe you want to generate a promotion code on a postcard and you want to get that out, and people have to enter the promo code or scan the promo code to be able to get a discount. All that information you're able to do within the promo side. And then finally, you've got price rules. So maybe you have a good customer that's always going to get a 10% or 5% discount. You can come set that price rule up for a certain customer, group of customers, group of products. And so every time they show up either online, if you're using the Skulocity e-commerce, or at your point of sale, you'll be able to see and give that customer the discount that he deserves from your organization. On the point of sale, now we're going to get out to the view of the stores. So here we're looking at specifically the stores. So we're not focused on the e-commerce. We're not focused on the actual phone-in orders that you might get. We're focused on folks that have really come into our store, and now we can kind of see the analytics here. So right now I'm looking at all stores. I can kind of see what's going on with revenue, profits, any discounts. Maybe we had a great cashier. Did she get any tips? And then I can go look at total number of sales, how many stores contributed to the sales, how many suppliers do we have in the system, and then I can also go look at it for a certain date range, or I can go look at it at a certain store. So I see this store has nothing. Let's go see store 2. Store 2 is flatlined, and if I go look at my default store, I can see where we got a lot of revenue. Over here, I can see my customers. I can set up my stores. I can manage inventory by store here. I can go look at sales. So these are sales that are all coming from the point of sale. I can view an order. So if someone calls in and said they had an order, they would look at it. You don't have to be in the point of sale to actually pull that order up. So I can go look at that order. And then finally, we've got a bunch of reports. So I can look at my inventory reports, so I can kind of see what the total quantity is. I can look at my products. I can look at customer report. And then I can look at my staff report. My staff report is just going to show me, how many hours they worked. And then I can go look at it. If I'm using payroll, I can download this into a CSV file, and then I can pay, especially for hourly workers. Here, I can set tax rates, any type of shipping options, my email templates. So if I'm emailing out to the customer, instead of giving them a receipt, they want to email their receipt, I can go ahead and set up what that email template looks like. And then finally, any type of roles that we want to set up within the application. So when folks log in, they only have access to what they need to have access to. I won't go over HR right now, and then I'll finish this very high level demonstration with our SKU View. SKU View is our business intelligence tool that allows you to create your own reports. So while we'll give you a plethora of reports, you also have the ability to come in and create and look at any type of reports you might want to look at. So I can go in, I can look at this sample report. Right, so I can just see this data here. If I want to go edit one, I can just come in here and say, you know what, let's go edit one of my dashboards. So I'm going to go look at my drill down dashboard. And now I'm in my drill down dashboard. If I want to add additional reports or widgets to this, I can. I can just go look for another widget. Let's say here, let's drag that bubble chart there, and the system is going to appear. And I can do that for anything. Let's go look at it. All right, now we're going to get into a little bit of some additional analytics to just show you at a very high level some of the structure behind how the reports and the dashboards are generated. Everything starts with a data source. So we're in our SKU View tab, and I go look at my data sources, and I'm going to edit data source. So we can have a managed data source, which could be SQL, PostgreSQL, Groovy, or virtual data source. I'm going to go into our managed. I've got 3 different databases that I've connected to. Now I'm going to get into the Skulocity database, and I'm just going there. And there are all the credentials that you need to put in to connect to the database. Once the database is connected, you can just run a quick, let's go back to edit, and in managed, you run a quick test. You'll see you get a successful message. And now I go into the metadata. The metadata is really what I'm going to use to drive whatever cube of report that I'm getting ready to generate. So the first thing I do is same thing, I go in, I select the database that I want to use, and then I select the schema from the database. And now what happens is every database inside of the Skulocity system now appears. So I can now go in and just type in, let's say I want to do something with orders. I go type in orders or order, and anything that has the word order in a table name will now appear. So I'll go look at, let's see what we got here. Let's go order header, header content, items, just do a couple. I won't really drive a real report, but I'll just show you how this works. So once I have just the tables that I want to use, I'll go ahead and click next. And now I come in and the join for those tables are automatically created. So I went in for the order header, and then we see all the different relatable tables to the order header. So I have the ID, the type ID, the name, same thing here. So just for the sake of getting through the report creation, I'm going to go ahead and go next. And I now come to an area where I've got all of the different joins that are a part of this. If I want to create any different views, I can. If I want to put some security on there. So I'm going to go to joins, and the first thing I want to do is I'm going to delete any invalid joins. So the system automatically told me every relatable table to the tables that I selected, but it did not look for other tables that are related to the tables that I selected. So I'm going to go ahead and delete invalid joins if I don't have any tables that I need for this report. So I'll go ahead and delete those joins. And now I'm going to go save this report. And we're just going to call this retail report generation. All right, we're going to go ahead and save that metadata. Oh, let's find a location. Let's go ahead and put in the Skulocity report here. All right, so that metadata has been saved. And now if you notice, we're just working our way across the top. We connected to the data source. We created the metadata that we want to use for this group of reporting. And now I can go to reports. Now that I'm in my reports, I can go ahead and connect to a metadata. So I'm going to go look for the one that I just created, which is the retail report generation. And now connect. So all of those tables and relatable fields are now in there. So if I want to start driving a report, all I need to do is go ahead and just start double clicking, or I can drag. So we'll go external ID. We can go create it by. Let's see what else we have here. We can go, I'm not sure if this is going to drive a report or not, but we'll see. We'll look for order ID. All right, and then we can go ahead and visualize and generate. And we're starting to generate our reports. And as you see, this is just a raw tablet tab type report. But you can come up here and you can change the look and view of the report. So if I wanted to do a bar graph, or if I want to do, let's see, one that this data actually fits for. Let's try to get some more information. Let's go product ID. Let's go sales opportunity ID. I'm not sure if this is really going to drive any content. It does not. All right, so we'll go back to this view, but you'll see you have all the different types of data here that you can do. I can make it a mile per hour gauge. So as long as the data fits the structure of the visual, it will automatically appear here. If I want to see the SQL, I can look at the SQL for what I've generated. If I want to change the table name, I can just double click, and instead of having an awkward name, I can say customer name. I can change this to customer date. And change this to whatever. All right. So now when I'm looking at my reports, let's go back to this. I now have the updated names of the table. I can come in, I can customize it, I can give it row banding, give it some background, a heat map, any type of report footer I can do. And when I'm ready to save this report, I can simply just come in and I can save the report. And now this report can be accessed at any time. All of our reports can be generated via email, and also can be generated via a schedule and a report package. So if you have an executive team who has a group of reports they want to see on a daily basis, you can configure this report to go to a certain group of users on a daily basis at a certain time. There's much more that I can show you here. I wanted to show you very simple how you can start driving data without really knowing the database structure, and how you create meta tags or metadata, and then eventually how you get to these reports. Once I have a report generated, I now can add this report as a widget on any dashboard that I have within the system. So this is a very high level overview of how you would actually create your own reports within Skulocity. If you want to find out more information, you can call us at 1-800-758-5676 and speak to one of our sales representatives or one of our consultants, and they can take a deeper dive on report generation, dashboard generation, and really how you're pulling the business intelligence out of the SkuView reporting tool. Hope this helps, and I look forward to talking with you soon.